Hi, Dr. Jane.
Anna, how are you?
I am really excited about this body scan meditation we're going to do today. Really excited. It's probably one of my favorites.
Well, I have to tell you, very often that's what I hear in the classes that I teach is the body scan tends to be the um, defining moment of really beginning to understand the quieting techniques and really beginning to understand how this business of attending to ourselves and really operating out of a new awareness, what they call mindfulness, how that really begins to unfold in a way that is like, oh, there it is. Oh, okay. So the body scan is really about, again, another form of taking us out of our cognitive, conceptual, emotional whirlwind and moves us into another language. It's befriending the body and being with the body just as we find it, sensing into it, and beginning to understand that the body is really a connecting piece that allows us another way of knowing ourselves and the world. As I've mentioned before, we're really, as a culture, really aligned with the cognitive and the conceptual thinking. And yet there's another piece that very often we miss out on that allows us access to great wisdom and intuition. There was a fellow back in the 80s who was writing, his name was Eugene Gendlin, talked about the felt sense.
Mm.
And it really is this merging of the physical self and the emotional self in a way that is non-conceptual. You and I have both had those times where we've had hunches, or we've had this intuitive kind of a hit, and it doesn't make real sense logically, but somehow we go with it, right? Or people who are enormously creative operate out of this other pool of knowing, this wisdom and intuition, the hunches, very, very rich. And the way to get to it is merely by doing breath work and focusing into moving into the sensations of the body. And I want to say that sometimes people initially, when they're doing the body scan, don't quite get into feeling the sensations. They're more thinking about that region of the body. But if we stay with it, and if you allow yourself to let go of the thought process, the conceptual piece, and really feel into the regions of the body, eventually there is this shift in how we're experiencing being this living organism. It's quite magnificent and quite can feel quite mysterious at times. Yeah.
That's the perfect word, mysterious, because I know when I first started doing the body scan, I was what you said. You just really nailed it when you said I was really focused more on, what my body was doing or feeling at the time. But once I got to that different level with this particular meditation and I became more consistent with it, I realized it was almost like I was taking this virtual trip through my body, flowing through it and just kind of recognizing all of, everything that was going on. It was really, really quite wonderful and fascinating and very rejuvenating at the same time. So
I'm glad to hear that because it really is a befriending the body. So often we cut ourselves off from our physical selves. Very often we have a lot of criticism about our physical selves, and this is that once again really turning toward that physical part of myself and nourishing it and nurturing it and allowing it to be just as it is. So there's a lot of a lovely kind of holding of, or I should say holding in this experience.
oh, I definitely agree. I know it's been a huge part of my self-care on a basis. So thank you for that. So let's get started.
Let's get started. So again, let's find that comfortable position, a dignified posture so our spine is straight and our back is supported. This is also a lovely, lovely practice to do lying down. So whether you're seated or lying down, it really is about stretch out that spine, avoid crossing any of your extremities. And let's go to our breath. allowing it to be just as we find it. The in-breath, the out-breath. Just letting ourselves have the easy exchange of the breath. Letting it be the focus, even though our minds may want to take us away and wander to different places. Just acknowledge that, and as best you can, come back to sensing into the breath, the exchange of the breath. The lovely in-breath and out-breath. And notice the body's response to this exchange. Movement in the chest or the abdomen. Allowing ourselves to feel the air flow into the nostrils and out of the nostrils against that space between the nose and the upper lip. Just letting ourselves have all of it. The richness of the full experience of the breath moving in and out of the body. And on the next breath, move the attention down to the right foot. Moving our attention to the bottom of the right foot. Feeling the bottom of the foot, sensing into the foot, the sole of the foot. Letting it be easy. Again, this is not thinking about the foot, it's sensing into it. You might start with contact to the surface, and then moving to the internal part of the foot. And if no sensation shows up, that's perfectly okay. Just register that. There's nothing wrong. And move your attention to the top of the right foot. Taking in the expanse of the toes. Breathing into the right foot, bottom and top of the right foot. And now moving your attention, sensing into the area of the right ankle. And now the right lower leg, from the ankle to the knee. See if you can sense into the smoothness of the shin and the curve of the calf. Register any contact, but also see if there are more internal sensations available. And if not, that's perfectly okay. And now moving our attention from the right knee to the right hip, taking in the fullness of the right upper leg. Noticing any contact to the surface, and also any internal sensations, if they're available. and breathe. Notice any thoughts that might be wanting to take us away, wandering or distractions, commentaries. Just noticing that and coming back to the breath, breathing into the right upper leg from your knee to your hip. And now moving across your pelvic girdle and your bottom to the left, all the way down to the left foot. Feel the bottom of the left foot. Sensations of contact, and noticing if any other sensations are available. And now the top of the left foot across the expanse of the toes. And the right and left ankle. From your left ankle all the way up to your left knee. Let yourself have the sensations of your left lower leg, from your shin and the smoothness that you find there. See if you can also sense into the curve of your calf. Just breathing and attending to the sensations of your left lower leg. And now moving from your left knee to your left hip. Just breathing into your left upper leg, the fullness of your leg, sensations to the surface, furniture, the floor, whatever happens to be there, clothing. And see if any internal sensations are available. Just letting it be easy. Just being with whatever you find. This isn't about making anything happen. And now moving the attention across your pelvic girdle and your bottom, and moving into your trunk, into your torso, starting with your lower back, the middle of your back, your shoulder blades to your shoulders. Just breathing and noticing what sensing experiences are available, either through contact to surface, clothing, furniture, the floor, or any internal sensations, skeletal, muscular. Breathing and noticing. Shifting now to the lower abdomen, the diaphragm, the middle of the torso and the front, the chest, up to the shoulders. Breathing into this area and noticing what sensations are available, both at the surface and more internally. Just breathing and noticing. And now moving our attention to the shoulders, both shoulders. And we will simultaneously move our attention from the shoulders down the arms simultaneously, the upper arms to the elbows elbows to the wrists, wrists to the fingertips, taking in both the back of the hands and the palms. Noticing sensations of contact and any internal sensations that may be available. Breathing into your arms. Breathing into your arms and hands. And now moving our attention to the neck, sensing into our head, balanced on our neck. Moving to the back of the head. Allow yourself to sense into the nape of the neck, the curve of the occipital lobe moving up to the crown of the head, to the back of the head. Just breathing into this area. Noticing any and all sensations, contact. And now moving to the side of the head, both sides simultaneously, across the backs of the jaw, the ears, the temples up to the crown. And now moving to the front of the head, the face. Noticing the tilt of the chin. Sensing into the area of the mouth. Noticing any tension around the jaws, the lips, the mouth, and the tongue. Just breathing into this lower part of your face. And now moving our attention up the face, across the nose and cheekbones, sensing into the eye area, the eye sockets, the eyeballs, the eyelids, the eyebrows, across the bridge of the nose. Notice also that area between the brow that very often is furrowed. And now across the forehead to the crown of the head. Now breathing into the crown of the head. And moving our attention from the crown of the head down all sides of the head to the neck, the shoulders, down the shoulders to the fingertips, the shoulders down the torso, front, back, and sides to our hips, across our bottoms and pelvic girdle. And now down our legs simultaneously. The upper legs, the lower legs, into our feet, tops and bottoms of our feet. Just breathing and sensing into our bodies in its totality. And feel free to move up again from the bottoms of the feet, up the body to the crown of the head as you breathe, and then back down again. Breathing with the fullness and completeness of our body as a whole. And now coming back solely to the breath. gathering in the breath, gathering in our attention, moving our attention to the in breath and the out breath. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open. How about that, Anna?
That's delicious.